east of Joburg, where mine rescue teams have arrived back on site at a disused mine. They want to begin helping illegal miners who are trapped underground. Over the weekend, Joburg Emergency Management Services received reports that a group of men were trapped inside an abandoned Rand Leases gold mine. This operation is unfolding just weeks after authorities recovered the bodies of 78 illegal miners from a disused mine in Stilfontein in Northwest. Newzroom Afrika's Veronica Makhoali joins us now from there. Veronica, good morning. What's the situation?
Well, Stephen, very little is known at this moment, but as you've said, we do know that 2 illegal miners were trapped in a shaft here when the rope that they were using to navigate the shaft snapped over the weekend. At the moment, rescue operations, of course, have resumed since yesterday. About 20 members are on site. But the reality is, Stephen, at the moment, the priority of the operation is assessing the safety of the area, understanding how deep the shaft goes, and obviously making sure that before they send experts, they can get an understanding of the terrain. But I am joined by EMS spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi, who's actually just about to give a briefing into the conditions and what we know so far in regards to the miners. The big question is, we know initial reports said it was 2 miners, but is there an expectation that there could be more miners trapped underground, and what is the condition right now?
Oh, so the report which we got early hours of Sunday morning when we responded to this incident was that we have got 2 illegal miners who are trapped. And also last night, just before we called off the search, we were told that there is somebody who is missing in one of the communities in the area. So we believe that maybe there might be 2 or more people who might be trapped. So we're expecting whatever situation which might come across as we, continue with our search.
Yeah. The big question as well from the reports yesterday was the oxygen level in the shaft. The last report we got was that it was sitting at about 15%, and that, of course, is quite a pressing time issue in terms of the operations. How is it looking so far, and what feedback can you give from the rescuers?
Yeah, maybe we must actually brief the residents out there or the communities out there that the rescue operations which we are conducting here, it's very complex, it's challenging, it needs a proper planning and coordination, because there's always a risk of, trying a rescuer being injured. I think we must be clear with that. So what we try and do is to make sure that whatever options we have as rescuers, we ensure the safety of the rescuers. That one we can't compromise. So in our first attempt, we went about 15 meters. We had some oxygen deficiencies, and then we came back. Our second attempt, we went about 70 meters down. We were on oxygen deficiency of about 14%. And then at the third attempt, we still went down. We went down to the platform, which is about, of course, 70, where there's a platform, and we find out that there's an obstruction, which we have to deal with now, to say how do we move forward from that platform, because it looks like the shaft itself, it might be over almost maybe 100 or so meters, because if right now we're operating where we're operating at 70 meters level. So we have to ensure that that obstruction is not going to create problems for us and the rescuers as we conduct the operation. So that's where we are now. We are trying to strategize to see how do we deal with that obstruction, because for us, yes, we want to get to where the trapped legal miners are, but we have to make sure that we ensure the safety of the rescuers.
And I have to ask, Ndade Mulaudzi, yesterday when the reports came, they mentioned that there was screaming coming from, of course, the bottom of the shaft. Have we heard any indication from the miners at all, any sounds, any indication that they may still be alive?
Yeah, yes, that's correct. Yesterday when we were here, we could hear the screams. But the little knowledge which I have, with the 23 years of service which I have, it tells me that the voices might not be coming straight down from the shaft where the shaft is. It might be maybe 200, 300 meters away from the shaft itself. Right now, yes, we are unable to hear any of those voices. Maybe it's because of tiredness, since the incident was reported Sunday, early hours of the morning. So from our side, we believe that the voices are not really straight into the shaft itself where they are. It could be maybe some distance away from the shaft itself. I think those answers will be answered when we deal with that obstruction, and then from there maybe it will allow us to move further down. We don't know how many meters from there, and then of course we'll take it from there. But we must emphasize it's about the safety of the rescuers. If the situation is not conducive for us to move further, then we'll have to take this decision as and when we get there. I think on that one we have to be clear with our people out there or viewers out there that it's about the rescue of the safety of the rescuers who are conducting the search to make sure that we don't create another incident on top of the other one.
I'd just like to ask a question, Mr. Mulaudzi. You're obviously not working alone. You obviously, I see mine rescuers are also here. Maybe just speak to me about how many people are assisting you, because it's obviously quite a big operation, and the support that you have.
Yes, we do have our rescuers from the proto team from the mine rescue. I think there are about 20 of them, and then also our rescue technicians from our side. And we also have our Gauteng emergency medical services, because you will know that when those patients comes out, they might need medical attention. And then as the incident continues, the operation continues, we might come across some situations where we might need hazmat teams to come in. So we've got also our hazmat team in attendance also to make sure that we are able to attend to any situation which might come across. As I indicated earlier on, it's a very complex operation. It's challenging. We have to ensure that whatever resources which we need, we have them available for us. On that one, I can confirm to you that we've got all the expertise and resources available for us to deal with the situation. We will update you as and when we continue with our operation in terms of what is it that is happening underground there.
And sorry, I just want to ask you, so for now you think it's between 2 to 3 people?
Yes, the number which we have been told is that it's 2 people. But just before we knocked off last night, we were told that there is somebody who is missing somewhere in the communities around this area, that they are alleging that he might also be a part of the people who are inside. So on that one, our expectation also is that, in the incidents like this one, you must expect the worst. Yeah, so you might even have more number of people, more than the 2 or the 3 which is alleged to be trapped there.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for your time. That was EMS spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi. They're giving details, Stephen, about essentially what the operation looks like at the moment. You heard it from him, a very complex operation. The priority, of course, is the safety of the rescuers. And the reality is, of course, that there may be more than 2 people trapped underground. He also there mentioned that there was sounds and screaming for help and rescue that we heard yesterday, but this has since quieted down. The EMS spokesperson, they're saying that this could be a result of just tiredness, and of course as they try to navigate an obstacle within that shaft after several attempts of going down, it does remain a rescue operation at this time. Stephen.
Veronica Makhoali, thank you very much indeed.